from the public hearing so far, many people have come up with the fact that time is running out and we need to do something very quickly. And all the many procedures and legal systems in place can do a lot, but it's not connected. How would we go about putting all the resources together and make it happen? That there will be a prosecution, there will be an enforcement. Is there an international way of doing this? Or do we have to rely on educating the various governments on corruption, aiding them in how to conduct a whole prosecution? Is there a shortcut to a force bigger than all that?
Well, I think the shortcuts can be generated through events such as this one, where you actually put a country under a spotlight, you very systematically expose their law enforcement shortcomings, corruption, all of these issues that are underpinning the kinds of wildlife trade that's going to Vietnam. And I think those governments suddenly feel pressured to do something about it. It's not that they don't know what's going on. It's that as long as it's not publicly exposed in a way like we've seen here, they can, carry on as usual. But this could be a game changer in that sense. In terms of, operating all along the trade chain, we don't have any mechanism. Even organizations like Interpol and such are not equipped to actually, with resources and stuff, to take on these large-scale movements and actually, investigate all along the trade chain. I said the other day in my presentation, there's no Sherlock Holmes here. Wherever the seizure is made, you have a local investigation, but it generally stays in that localized national environment. The information is probably not readily shared, and the connectivity with other such seizures and all of that, building the case of where this could happen, just isn't really being done effectively. Now, through CITES and these national action plan processes, there's starting to be a real push for more collaboration. But I would say that in a lot of respects, the NGO community, including the Wildlife Justice Commission, are the ones that are stepping in to fill the void. And increasingly, networks of concerned individuals all over the world who are non-government are joining together, sharing their information, and we're starting to build, a better picture of really the full extent of these criminal networks.
So it's what is important is still for people to come together and work together.
Well, definitely, and I think the bright spots are, I mean, we're here with Vietnam because we just haven't got any traction going on, even when you present volumes and volumes of information, like the Wildlife Justice Commission, very specific information that should enable any kind of investigator an opportunity to go in and verify for themselves and make an arrest. This hasn't happened. But we have countries like, and we've heard today, China is starting to step up and really change in many ways. And all we can do is support those initiatives and build on them. We've got some traction in Africa. We've got corruption in Africa as well. The political elites and the economic elites in many countries are very much involved. So there are a lot of challenges here, but I think
it's the enforcement that is most.
And where
often
enforcement is compromised, it's events like this that will shine the light to break that nefarious grip on what should be, players on your team rather than the other side.
And then offer the assistance to help in the process, like what the Eagle Network has been doing in African countries.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've been assisting on law enforcement. They're not always appreciated, and it's all very difficult. Yeah, but I mean, this again is like an NGO, sort of response to the shortcomings of law enforcement, judicial The judiciary, too, is something that we really need to spend a lot more time with, because oftentimes we're able to work effectively with law enforcement to get the arrest, but they just walk out the back door of the judicial system.
Yes.
So, but anyway, there's a lot of goodwill in the international community right now. Wildlife trade is a very hot topic. It seems to...
Would like in a body like the UN, a special seat for environmental issues?
Well, UN has recently passed a resolution, pretty, that elevates wildlife crime to serious crime.
Yes.
And so we're starting to see traction through UNGA to really scale things up. So that's a good step. And so there may be other opportunities to use the United Nations structure effectively to start combating wildlife crime. Organizations like UNODC, which the Office of Drugs and Organized Crime. I mean, they are here at this meeting. They're starting, they have been for some time now, picking up on wildlife trade crime as a serious issue. And so maybe there are further developments that can come out of that.
Hopefully. A lot needs to be done.
Yes,
a lot of
definitely.
work still to
Definitely.
Yeah. And we're here
Yeah.
to help that along.